The auto giant General Motors is entering a new business, often described as Airbnb for cars. Starting this week, many people who own or lease newer models from GM's brands can sign up to rent out their vehicles. And the program is called Peer Cars. It's part of GM's established car sharing app, Maven. Peer Cars launched initially in Chicago, Detroit, Ann Arbor, and Michigan. GM says it will be available in more cities this fall. Leigh Gallagher is Fortune's magazine senior editor at large and one of our favorites. Leigh, welcome to the table.
Thanks for having me.
So this is interesting, right? This is car sharing. You know, how does GM want to carry this out?
Very. So this is, GM is doing a lot with car sharing and has ever since it launched this platform called Maven a few years ago. If you're an Uber driver, you can get a car from Maven and use it for it's called Maven Gig. They have all sorts of things going on. This is the first time a big automaker has gotten into this peer-to-peer car rental service. This is, you described it as an Airbnb for cars. It is regular people renting out their cars to other regular people. And so it's very disruptive in that way. There are a few startups that already do this, companies called GetAround and Turo. But this is a big deal for GM coming into this slice of the market and legitimizing it.
So anybody with a GM car can sign up? There must be some kind of requirement.
There are some rules. It has to be a model that's 2015 or more. You have to be vetted. If you do it, actually someone will come and inspect your car and outfit it with decals and put the technology in it that will allow, it really is, it relies on a technology that lets the renter access your car. You don't ever have to see each other.
So is the idea if I have a GM car and let's say it costs $500 a month, right? My program to own it is $500 a month. I could, the days that I'm out of town or on vacation, I could lease it out and try and recoup some money that helps pay my monthly payment.
That's exactly. And not only that, but let's say you live in New York City and you commute by public transit during the day. I mean, the theory is most people, it's an asset that most people have that sits idle a lot.
Right.
And so it's monetizing that. The same way with Airbnb, you're monetizing your home.
So the idea is this is basically just a new financing mechanism for GM. In other words, they want to get more people who will now buy a car because it's not going to cost so much because of what Norah just outlined.
Yes, and they want, if you're monetizing the car that's sitting in your driveway, maybe you'll, after a while, trade up or buy a second car. There is that. But this is also a part of, this is really the wild west of car ownership and getting around right now between autonomous cars and ride hailing and car sharing. And so, but this company is getting into it rather than sort of fighting it.
Well, now Wild West makes me think of a place where there aren't a lot of rules and people got hurt. So what's the safety angle
look,
here?
I mean, this is brand new, this peer-to-peer car rental. And look at Airbnb went through a lot of challenges, a lot of stuff happened on that platform because you're opening up private products for public consumption. And so
what happens if I rent your car, you rent my car, and then I have an accident in your car?
Well, GM will cover.
Just return your car. Thanks a lot. Sorry.
Right. I mean, GM says it will cover $1 million. There's a $1 million policy for that car while it's being used during that reservation. But the question is, will your own car insurance policy? Because this is commercial use of a private car that was, probably not intended that way.
But it's
so
smart.
it is brave new world. But this whole sharing economy, this is a brave new world. And
how much?
How
much does it cost?
It depends, but the owners set the price, and the one thing that data can do is you can have analytics that tells you what the going rate is in your market, depending on the time window.
The owner sets a price, and the owner gets 60%. The car company gets 40%.
Yes, so there's something in it for everybody.
Okay, and GM also rents cars. Seems like it would hurt the car rental business.
That is the one entity that will probably fight back against this. Although GM sells cars to rental companies, so it's everyone's partnering with everyone. It's very confusing.
Leigh Gallagher, always like to see you. As
Thanks
Norah
so
said,
much.
one of our favorite people at the table.
Thank you.
You look good too.
Thanks.